It really is wonderful to see so many people to come out on a Friday afternoon for this. So thank you for being here, and I want to welcome each of you for attending this oath of office ceremony for our newly elected treasurer, Mr. Benton M. Ben White, Jr. At this time, I would like the Honorable Timothy S. Wright, retired judge, to come forth to administer the oath to Mr. White and presenting him with the certificate of election.
I echo the mayor's sentiments when I welcome family and friends and council members and all those co-workers of Ben's. It gives me great pleasure to be here. I've known Ben since he was 6. I haven't seen him since that time. It's a long story behind it. Maybe one day we'll get into it. But anyway, now comes the moment of truth. If you place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand in, and repeat after me, and I'll try to take it in small bits. I, Benton M. Ben White, Jr.,
I, Benton M. Ben White, Jr.,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Virginia,
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Virginia,
and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge all the duties
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge all the duties
incumbent upon me as Treasurer of the City of Chesapeake
incumbent upon me as the Treasurer of the City of Chesapeake
for a term of office commencing December 7th, 2023,
for a term of office commencing December 7th, 2023,
and expiring on December 31st, 2025,
and expiring on December 31st, 2025,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
You are now, you may lower your hand, you are now officially the treasurer, and if you sign with the pen you said you had, I'll hold it, and I'll sign it. All right, done and done.
Thank you,
Here you
sir.
go, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Judge, we really appreciate you being out here today. It's that's an honor for us all to see you again. Thank you for all you've done for this great city. So, Ben, if you'll come forward, I have a couple of things for you. First of all is the Commonwealth of Virginia Chesapeake Electoral Board. This is to certify that at a meeting of the Electoral Board of the City of Chesapeake held November 14, 2023, on the examination of the official records deposited in the office of the Clerk of the Circuit Court, it was ascertained and determined at the election held on November 7, 2023, that Benton M. Ben White, Jr. was duly elected treasurer for a term commencing December 7th, 2023, and ending December 31st, 2025. Witness the following official signature and seal of the board, signed by Susan A. Cobb.
Thank you.
Ben, I was asked to say a prayer at this time, but instead of a prayer, I want to share with you something that is kind of meaningful for me. I try every morning to read a Proverbs and then some comments by Timothy and Kathy Keller regarding those Proverbs. And this one is a little lengthy, so bear with me. The lips of the Lord speak as an oracle, and his mouth does not betray justice. Honest scales and balances belong to the Lord. All the weights in the bags of his making, God detests wrongdoing. For a throne is established through righteousness. God takes pleasure in honest lips. They value the one who speaks what is right. The Lord's wrath is the messenger of death, but the wise will appease it. When the Lord's face brightens, it means life. His favor is like a rain cloud in the spring. And here are the comments. Even though all human authority is limited, and we must obey God over human beings, leaders in authority do stand in God's place. What this means is that if you have been given authority, whether as a parent, a teacher, a government official, a small group leader, it is something God gave you. And God holds you fully responsible for what you do with it. You now must, as much as possible, represent Him in your leadership. Here indeed is the reason for fear and trembling before the Lord. But remember that Jesus put the failed Peter in a leadership position, showing that it is not ability, but humility and dependence on Him that matters most. As Aslan said to Prince Caspian, if you had felt yourself sufficient, it would have been proof that you were not. So, my prayer to you is that you will lead with integrity, that you will lead unpretentiously, that you will lead in love and decisiveness. And knowing you, I am confident that will happen.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike.
At this time, I would like to present and honor our new treasurer of the city of Chesapeake, Ben White, to make a few comments.
Well, I didn't expect quite so many folks to come out today, so it's obviously a special day for me and my family, and but it's all the more special because of all of you being here to share in it and to witness it. So thank you for being here. I'd like to thank the mayor for his prayer and comments. I'd like to thank the council members that are here, of course, and I thank you for all your support through my whole career, and I thank you in advance for the help that I'll be needing as treasurer. So I look forward to working with you in this new capacity. Any constitutional officers that are here, I think I saw some folks coming through. I know Victoria Prophet's here. I very much look forward to working with you. You've been a big help to me over the last months, and certainly in the last couple of weeks as we transition. I very much look forward to the Commissioner's Office and Treasurer's Office collaborating perhaps in a way they never have. So I look forward to that. Same with the Treasurer's Office, with the Finance Department. I see you here. I look forward to working with you guys as well. I'd also like to recognize the city administration. I see Chris Price in the back, our city manager. Thank you for being here. I know Laura Fitzpatrick is here. I received a text message from Brian Solis. I know he wasn't able to be here as I leave his complement of departments. So a lot of folks to thank. I definitely want to thank my family, my wife, Robin, who stood up here beside me for a ceremony, but to be really honest, she's stood beside me since she was 15 and I was 16. So she's been standing beside me and supporting me. I love you and I appreciate you. Thank you for your love and support. I'd also like to thank my son Taylor and his fiancee Lexi for being here. Today's Lexi's birthday, so I appreciate you celebrating with me today. And my daughter Hannah and her husband Aaron. Thank both of you for being here as well. I appreciate all of your support. The kids, my wife, certainly during a campaign and an election, but for being a great family to be a part of. I appreciate that. I also want to recognize my father who is here, Benton M. Mac White Sr. is here. And, thank you. And my stepmother, Charlene. So very important part of my life. And Charlene's been like a mother to me. My father, very important, of course. I'd also like to acknowledge my mother, who passed away in 2017, couldn't be here. I know she'd be very proud of this moment. I'd also like to recognize Robin's mother, Patsy Billups, who was a big inspiration to me. There was a time when Robin, at 15, was an honor student and continued to be an honor student, and I was not an honor student growing up. And Robin was happy to take her report card home to her mother and show it, but when we started dating, she wanted to see my report card, and she looked at it and it read E-D-D-I-E. It spelled Eddie, my grades. So she said, you have some choices to make. You can make these grades if you want to, but you can't spend a lot of time with my daughter if you're going to make these kinds of grades. That's true, is it not? Yes, it is. So she was an inspiration to me. I did make a choice, and I made honor roll every semester after that. So, and a lot of that is because Patsy required it, and because I wanted to be the man that Robin deserved and the father that my kids deserve. So I'm glad to be a part of this family, and hopefully I'm living up to that. I try every day to live up to that standard. So I thank her and acknowledge her. I also want to thank Judge Wright for being a part of the ceremony. It's very important. It's not just arbitrary. Nothing happens by accident. My father, when I was very young, my parents divorced when I was very young, and he entered into a custody battle for a son, and that custody case went all the way to the Virginia Supreme Court, and he was lucky enough in my opinion, to win that case at the Supreme Court. He's the first man in the Commonwealth of Virginia to win custody of a child when both parents were found to be fit parents. So I thank you for wanting to be my father and being my father. You're a great example to live by, so thank you for that. He had an attorney that was very important to the process, and that's Judge Frederick Creekmore, who has passed away. But I wanted someone to swear me in that had some connection to Judge Creekmore. And when my dad had this case, the pursuit of his child, and the question before the court was, can a father raise his son? There was a young attorney that worked with Fred Creekmore that did a lot of the legal work related to that case. And that young attorney was Tim Wright. So that's why you're here today, and I appreciate you for being a part of this. But it's a bigger story than just me being sworn in. It answered the question for the Commonwealth, for the Supreme Court, could a father raise his son? And the answer was yes. The vote was 3-2. So you think I'm concerned about close races? I'm new to politics. One vote makes all the difference. So, and I know that 949 votes make a big difference as well. So, I just want to say it's been a privilege to serve the city for the past 32 years. The highest honor and privilege will be to serve as a city treasurer for this community. And I know that I and the team, some of them here, I appreciate you coming. We're going to make a difference, not because of me, but because of the cooperation between the folks that are in the department, the finance department, everybody pulling together to make a difference. That's the only way things get done. So thank you all for being here. I know that I'm the only thing that stands between you and your weekend, so I'm going to bring it to a close. After this, I'm going to invite my family to join me at the front of the chambers. If anybody has any words of advice, encouragement, you want to talk about your tax bill, we'll be here to entertain that. But I just want to say thank you very much for being here. You made this a more special occasion because of your presence. So thank you very much.